What's up, gamers? Are you ready for Titanfall? Because I am. With only a few days left before Titanfall's release, I bring you some of the leaked maps so I can take a glance at them, do a little review and analysis. So let's take a look. So let's start off with some quick overview of the maps we already know from the beta. If you haven't played the beta, you missed out. But for those who did play the beta, you'll know that these two great maps, Angel City and Fracture, are two of the maps we got to play in the beta. Angel City is a smaller map that has long streets allowing Titan battles, but dominated by pilots because of its tall, tight buildings where pilots can easily jump on top of the Titans and get their kills. Fracture, however, is a much larger map. It's set in a sunken fracture of the Earth, with about 5 key buildings dominated by Titans. With its large open areas in between the buildings, you can do a lot of damage with these Titans. Early matches are dictated by who can get the most kills the fastest amount of time. So first Titanfall is crucial in this map. Now let's move on to some of the maps we haven't seen yet. Respawn looks to have done a great job with most of these maps too. A variety of close quarter areas mixed with a wide open Titan battlegrounds. Boneyard, for example, a larger looking desert map, seems to have a U-shaped divider of buildings that will section areas of the map for greater diverse battles, allowing you to do both Titan and pilot gameplay. While on a medium-sized map like Corporate, it has a large structure in the center of the map surrounded by open lawn spaces and wide roads. This map excites me. The amount of paths and levels you can move in the wall running, jetpack boosting, it just makes for a very dynamic gameplay. I'm really excited to play this level. Can't wait to get my hands on this one. Outpost 207 is another medium map that looks a lot like Corporate but flipped. Open areas are in the middle of the map and the pilot areas are on the outside of the map. So Titans look to be at a great disadvantage at first glance. Upon analyzing the photos, you'll see that a lot of the gameplay is at or below Titan's level. So I think this will be a very balanced map, and I think the Respawn guys did a great job with this one as well. Our next map is going to be Relic. Relic is a map that is very hard to tell how it's going to play out from just looking at it. From the leaked photos, it seems to have a larger interior area, great for Titans, but I don't know how it's going to work with Titans indoors. It's going to throw a wrench into the loop when you're ejecting from a Titan, undercover. Is your guy going to hit the ceiling and die? Does he, jump up and wall run from there? I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be, somebody waking up with a nasty headache in the morning. Something to look forward to finding out. And for the last of the balanced maps, we have Overlook. Overlook is a very small map. It actually seems to be just as small, or not smaller, than Training Ground, which we'll get to later in the video. Titans will be cramped in this small map, however pilots will be plentiful to shoot at, so this is why it's kind of going to be an interesting map to play. This won't be a battle of lengthy proportions either, but whoever can put more bullets on target quicker before their Titan goes nuclear will be the one who wins. Now let's move on to pilot-dominated maps. Some maps just look like to be pilot-dominated at this point, and those maps are Colony and Demeter. Colony looks to be a variation of Angel City. A lot of buildings and tight areas make it prime for pilot warfare. Demeter, on the other hand, looks to have only one large building that is tiered towards the base and gets wider as it goes down. Titans can get attacked from above, below, and every which way. Pilots will control these maps, not Titans. So we had our pilot-dominated maps. We're going to move on to Titan-dominated maps now. Got 2 words for you. Open area. Titans are large machines. They are powerful, dominating machines, and they can move quickly for their size, but close quarters poses a huge problem. Pilots can get on top of them. Pilots can shoot rockets and duck behind things. You can't track them. It's very difficult to play on a map that has tight spaces with a Titan. I feel that these maps will be dominated by good Titan drivers. Airbase and Nexus are opposite environments but the same style of play. Large open lands for Titans to roam and kill. While Rise, on the other hand, is a long corridor map. Titans will dominate on this map, and those who can't dominate as a Titan will likely resort to sniping in these long sight lines. Now let's move on to some water levels. Water levels bring some interesting questions to the table. Can Titans be submerged in water? Can pilots and or Titans swim? And how will this water affect the gameplay of Titanfall? Well, both maps look pretty balanced, Titan and pilot areas, but both have their own unique split. Laguna, on one hand, looks to be an illegal drug trafficking port of some sort along the coast of some South American country, while Smugglers reminds me a lot of Zanzibar from Halo. Long shoreline that funnels into a construct of multi-level tight buildings. If the Titans can play in water, I see a lot of the Titan battles happening in the water on both of these maps, while the pilots battle out in close quarters. My guess, less Titans versus pilots on these maps. And drumroll please, my favorite map, Training Ground. Why is it my favorite map? Because it's symmetrical. Like so many other great games that have done it before, Titanfall brings us a symmetrical map for competitive game matches. Some of the best levels in games have been symmetrical, and this is the reason why I cannot wait to get my hands on this map. Midship, Blood Gulch and Battle Creek from Halo, Block, Nuketown, Shipment, and Wetworks from COD. Every great game has great symmetrical maps. I'm calling it now. If Respawn created this level right, some of the best battles are going to happen on this map. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright guys, now that you have my opinion on these maps, why don't you leave me yours? In the comments below, tell me what maps you like the best, what you don't like, what you'd like to see in future map packs, and let me know. Later.